Okay, so good day, grade 7. Welcome to our first lesson, especially in fourth quarter. Ayan. So before anything else, inhale muna tayo. Inhale, exhale. Ayan. So kakatapos lang natin sa physics. Congratulations mga anak. Kahit nabugbog tayo sa physics, pero syempre marami naman tayong natutunan. At ngayon nga, we are shifting to a new and exciting fields of science in this quarter, which is Earth science. So our first topic for this quarter is the introduction to earthquakes and faults. So we will learn why earthquakes happen and what faults have to do with it. The different types of fault. Ayan, so I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe para lagi kang updated sa mga susunod pa nating mga science videos. So let's get started. So sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang ating topic ngayon is about introduction about earthquake and faults. Okay, what is earthquake? Okay, and syempre yung pinaka-highlight in this topic is what are the different types of fault. Okay, yung fault na kasalanan ha. Okay, fault. Ano ba yung fault? Okay, so malalaman natin yan later. Okay, so sige, let's continue. So for the learning competency, classify geological faults according to the angle of the fault plane and direction of slip. Okay, so use models or illustrations to explain how movements along faults generate earthquakes and identify and explain which types of faults are mostly likely to occur in the Philippines and explain why. Okay, so for the learning objectives, describe the Pacific Ring of Fire. Ayan, kasama po natin dito sa ating first lesson. Okay, the idea about the Pacific Ring of Fire. Then classify the geologic faults. Okay, yung types of faults according to the angle of the fault plane and the direction of the slip kung papasaan yung movement. And then for the third one, acknowledge the relevance of seismic activities with the location of the county. And then for the next one, illustrate how movement along faults generate earthquakes. And then for the next one, analyze a map that shows the faults and fault lines in the Philippines. And then recognize locations that are safe during earthquakes in the Philippines. Ayan. So before we continue, syempre, mag-review muna tayo. Short review. So for the instructions, so the teacher will show a picture of a volcano and post it on the board, and then write as many words as they can. Okay, recall that are associated with the volcano. So this one mga anak. Okay, so you can see in the screen, okay, we have a volcano. Okay, so what are the words that you can associate or you can think about this picture? Any word. Correct. It's lava. Okay, very good. Lava. Okay, so the volcano can release or it releases magma. And when the magma reaches the Earth's surface, it is called as lava. Actually, lava and magma is the same. Okay, um, just the fact that this term is used, okay, according or depending on the location of that molten rock. Okay, if the molten rock is located beneath the Earth's surface, it is known as magma. But when the molten rock is located within the Earth's surface, ang tawag po natin is lava. Okay? So, para clear tayo. So, we are clear on the word magma itself. They are just similar. Okay? These words are just different on the location. So, next, eruption. Okay, so a volcano erupt, pumuputok Okay, when the volcano erupted or erupt, okay, it releases magma, okay, and then um pyroclastic debris like pieces of rocks, okay, mix of ashes, okay. So those are the things which is released by a volcano during volcanic eruption. And mga anak, we are experience this kind of phenomena, especially here in the Philippines. Okay, especially kung kayo malapit sa Mount Taal or Taal Volcano. Pumutok ito noong 2020, and then the Mount Mayon, Mount Pinatubo. Okay, so those are examples of active volcanoes here in the Philippines that shows an active activity. Okay, naglalabas talaga ng lava. Okay, so sige. And then, um, yung mga activity naman is ng mga volcano is what you call this is monitored by the PHIVOLCS, or the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology. And of course, each eruptions. Okay, bawat eruption ng mga volcano, mga anak, they are categorized. Okay, depending on the level. Okay, let's say for example, Taal. Okay, here in Batangas. Okay, it always shows phreatic eruptions. Okay, when we say phreatic eruptions, it's just like level, kumbaga medyo nasa mababang level pa lang yan. So, bakit pa nagkaroon ng phreatic eruptions? Okay, because the magma, okay, yung magma na nasa ilalim, nagkaroon ng contact sa tubig. Okay, phreatic eruption. Okay, so, anyway, next we also have mountain. Okay, pag nakikita natin yung vulkan, we can mistakenly or napagkakamalan nating bundok. Okay, di ba? Napagkakamalan natin minsan na bundok siya. Okay, because of its shape. Okay, but remember, okay, hindi po siya bundok. Okay, kasi nga, ang bundok ay hindi po naglalabas ng mga materials like magma, okay, pyroclastic debris. Okay, hindi po yan naglalabas. Okay, so, at ang mga bulkan, may unique characteristics sila. Okay, meron silang crater. Okay, so, yan po ang nasabi natin naglalabas siya ng ash. Okay, bukod sa magma. Ano? So, next. Ayan, so after this review or may papanood muna tayo ng video. So, yung video po natin na dito ay nakalink po sa ating description. So, panoorin nyo muna po yung video bago tayo magpatuloy. So, yung video po natin is a film on the Philippines fault zone and as okay, so yung video is about dun sa Philippine fault zone. Okay, yung mga sample of active fault here in the Philippines kung saan sila makikita. Okay, yun yung pinaka-content ng video. But, panoorin nyo muna para mas magets ninyo yung mga guide questions. Sige, so these are the guide questions. What is the video about? Okay, so the video discusses the Philippine fault zone. Okay, focusing on areas prone to earthquakes. Okay, so yan po yung na-discuss. Actually, yung Philippine fault zone, napakahaba, no? Starting from the upper portion of Luzon, pababa na yan. Okay, yung ating Philippine fault zone. Okay, so marami rin mga provinces yung nadadaanan na yan. Okay, why is it important for you to learn about the Philippine fault zone and its implications? Okay, bakit kailangan nating matutunan yung mga fault zone or yung may mga areas kung saan may fault? Okay, ano yung implication niyan? So, learning about it helps us prepare, of course. Makakapag-prepare tayo na for earthquakes and reduces the risk of injury or death. Okay, it also increases awareness. Maging aware tayo, ay, dito pala sa area na to may fault. Okay, of the areas that are at high risk and signs of possible earthquakes. So, if you are planning mga anak to bumili ng mga properties in the future, check nyo na kung yung area ba na yun is located sa fault zone. Kasi kung doon pa din kayo bibili, okay, there are tendency talaga na magkaroon doon ng earthquake at yung place na yun ay maging epicenter, okay, ng earthquake. So, mas advisable na kung tayo magkakaroon or bibili, doon tayo sa mga malayo sa fault zone. Okay? Next. So, next for our first activity is unscramble the word vocabulary activity. So, for the objective, students will use definitions to correctly unscramble words, reinforcing vocabulary and comprehension. So, meron tayong PowerPoint, the instructions, read the definition carefully, rearrange the letters to form the correct word, and then write your answer in the space provided. Ayan. Okay, so first one, unscramble lang natin using the definition below. It is a fracture in the Earth's crust through which movements has occurred. Okay, fracture or para siyang crack like this one. Okay, para siyang crack daw. Okay, a crack, a fracture in the Earth's crust through which movement has occurred. Paggalaw. Okay, doon po na-generate yung earthquake. Okay, movement. Anong tawag natin dyan? It's correct. It's fault. Okay, ang tawag po natin sa fracture or crack in the Earth's crust is fault. Okay, and meron tayong three major types of fault na madidiscuss natin later. Ano? So next, it is a sudden and violent shaking of the ground caused by the movement of the tectonic plates beneath the Earth. Okay, it can occur on land or under the ocean. So, pwede siyang mangyari sa land or undersea or under the ocean. Ano? So, ang sabi dyan, sudden. Sudden. Okay, and violent shaking. Ano po siya? It's earthquake, correct? Okay, it's earthquake. Actually, mga anak, yung ating fault, okay, they move talaga. Ano? And each movement, syempre, hindi naman lahat ng movement, okay, actually nakakapag-produce ng earthquake. May nabasa ko na reference na if yung movement is very slow, very, very slow, there are tendency na mawalang ma-produce na earthquake. Or kung may ma-produce man is yung mga ang makaka-detect lamang ay seismograph or yung mga devices na what do you call this um monitor okay ng mga seismic activities ano. Okay, ang earthquake mga anak is totally produced okay when a movement is occurred okay ng biglaan, like it's a sudden, kumbaga sudden biglaan. Okay, doon na produce talaga yung malakas na earthquakes, sudden. Pero kung very slow, okay, pwedeng yes, may ma-produce pero very mahina ano. Okay, so next, the side of non-vertical fault that occurs above the fault plane. Okay, it's the hanging wall. Actually, dun sa fault plane natin kanina, yung parang paslant, ano, yung nasa itaas nun, ang tawag natin is hanging wall. Yung nasa ilalim nun is, ang tawag natin is footwall. Okay, which is, ito na nga, the side of non-vertical fault that can be found below the fault plane. Ito yung nasa ilalim. Ito yung pala, nasa, ano no, itong nasa ilalim natin, ang tawag natin dun sa mga bato na nasa ilalim is, ito yung crack. Ito yung nasa ilalim, footwall. Itong nasa ibabaw, it's the hanging wall. Okay, next, also referred to as seismicity, is the occurrence and distribution of earthquakes in a region. Okay, distribution of earthquakes in a particular region. Ang tawag natin ay seismic activity. Okay, sige. So for the next activity, exploring the Pacific Ring of Fire, okay, students will identify and understand the Pacific Ring of Fire and its connection to earthquakes. Okay, so meron tayong PowerPoint of course, and then for the instructions, look at the map of the Pacific Ring of Fire, note where earthquakes commonly occur, discuss why this area is prone to earthquakes. Okay, so mas maganda kung may world map tayo, ano, para ma-visualize din natin, ano. Sige. Ayan. So next, introduction to earthquakes. So magkaroon muna tayo ng short, very short activity about like para siyang pre-activity before discussing the concept of Pacific Ring of Fire. Is it a fact or a bluff? Ano? The Pacific Ring of Fire covers a chain of shoreline countries around the Atlantic Ocean. So located by yung ating Pacific Ring of Fire sa Atlantic. Of course, it's a bluff. Kasi yung ating Pacific Ring of Fire, okay, located po siya sa Pacific Ocean. Kaya nga Pacific, ano. Okay, next. The Pacific Ring of Fire is where wildfire often occurs. Wildfire, mga malawakang sunog, diba? Mostly forest, ano. Is it a fact or a bluff? Okay, it's a bluff pa din, ano. So, hindi po yan sa mga wildfire. Wala pong connection. Okay, yung konsepto ng Pacific Ring of Fire is naka-anchor sa mga earthquake and volcanic eruptions. Not wildfire. Yes, volcanic eruption can cause wildfire. Pero hindi yun yung pinaka um, effect. Okay, ano? Next, the movement of the ground is responsible for the geological activities on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Is it true? Is it a fact or a bluff? Correct, it's a fact. Ano? So, yung movement sa ground, okay, connected yan dun sa geological activities on Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, so this is the Pacific Ring of Fire actually, mga anak. So, if you can observe, okay, this is the Pacific Ocean. Ito nga sa middle. Ang tawag natin Ring of Fire. Okay, ito yung um, part sa may New Zealand. Sa Philippines, this is the Philippines, then Taiwan, Japan, okay, some part of Russia, okay, especially yung what do you call this, yung part ng Kamchatka Peninsula, okay, or Kamchatka Peninsula sa Russia. And then, ito naman sa North America. So, dito sa Asia Pacific side, ang kasama diyan is the Philippines, dito, syempre, the Japan, okay, Indonesia, kasama din yung part ng Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, okay, New Zealand, and then Taiwan, then yung part nga dito ng Russia. Ano? So, sa North America naman, yung kasama po diyan is yung coast ng United States na nakaharap sa Pacific Ocean, the Canada, okay, and then the Mexico, and then dun sa Central America naman, okay, ang kasama mga bansa diyan is yung shoreline po ng Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. Then dito naman sa South America, ang nakasama sa Ring of Fire or Pacific Ring of Fire is the Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Chile. Okay, so those are the countries located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. And kung meron tayong mga legend dito, talagang itong libot na palibot na line yan mga anak, is may mga bulkan dyan, may mga triangle, may mga nandyan yung located, yung iba't ibang mga bulkan or active volcanoes. Okay, and then dito din sa part na to, kitang-kita kung meron lang ako nakalagay, yung mga everyday occurrence of earthquake or seismic activities. Okay, kumbaga, itong Ring of Fire, okay, is a location where um what the off ito yung location kung saan yung frequent, when you say frequent, madalas yung earthquake, yung mga pagsabog ng bulkan. Okay, yan po yung Ring of Fire. Okay. And then kung mapapansin natin yung ating Ring of Fire, it's like a horseshoe shape. Horseshoe, parang what do you call this? Parang shape ng horseshoe, yung nilalagay sa kabayo. Okay, yung sa parang so, horseshoe. Okay. And then, first question, what do you see in the picture? Okay. So, a ring of or a belt surrounding the Pacific Ocean. Okay, and many volcano symbols. Ano? Okay, ang daming bulkan. Ano? Why is it called the Pacific Ring of Fire? Bakit siya tinawag na Pacific Ring of Fire? Fire. Okay, because it surrounds the Pacific Ocean in a ring-like shape. It has many active volcanoes. Kaya pala tinawag siya because of many active volcanoes in this area. Ano? Okay, why are there a lot of volcanoes in the Pacific Ring of Fire? Bakit ang daming vulkan sa Pacific Ring of Fire? Because many tectonic plates met in this area and most boundaries are convergent boundaries where one plate sinks under another, okay, which is known as the subduction. Okay, so mga anak, yung subduction natin na tinatawag is when two um, plates met. Okay, kung pag may dalawang plates na nag-met, let's say continental and oceanic. Okay, so in this case, talagang the oceanic crust will sink. Okay, and then the continental will rise. Okay, so in that portion kung saan nag-met yung continental and oceanic, yun yung tatawagin nating subduction, wherein the oceanic subduct bumaba. Okay. Next, aside from volcanic eruption, do you know other phenomena in the Pacific Ring of Fire? Okay, bukod po sa mga volcanic eruption, ano po yung meron sa Pacific Ring of Fire? And earthquakes, frequent and sometimes strong tsunamis caused by undersea earthquake or volcanic eruption. So, talagang, di ba kung hindi pa naman kayo pinapanganak na nung nagkaroon ng tsunami, okay, sa Japan. Okay, talagang sobrang lakas ng tsunami. Ano, sa Japan? Next, activity number 3, map me. At the end of the activity, the students should be able to map the listed places. Okay, analyze its location and relate it to its seismic activity. So, meron tayong world map, globe, meron tayong marker. Okay, and locate the following countries on the map. Globe with a marker. Japan, Turkey, Indonesia, Peru, China, United States, the Philippines, Italy, Iran, New Zealand, and then analyze the location of the more countries. Then answer the guide questions that follow. Mas maganda kung may world map kayo dito mga mamansur para sila ay makagawa ng ayos. So, ilocate lang naman yung mga nakalist diyan na countries. Ano? Okay, so saan ba part yung Japan, the Indonesia, China, Philippines, Iran, Turkey, Peru, US, or United States, Italy, New Zealand. Okay, so iti-trace lang natin. Pwede yung pabilugan ninyo, palagyan nyo ng kung ano, or a mark. Now, so question 1, what do you notice about the location of the places listed above? Okay, ano ba yung mga places na yun? So, the countries listed are mostly found along the edges of tectonic plates. Kumbaga, most of these countries makikita talaga sa edges of tectonic plates malalapit sa mga boundaries or plate boundaries. Many of them are located around the Pacific Ocean, forming part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, mostly doon sa mga bansa kasali sa Pacific Ring of Fire, while others are situated along major fault lines and plate boundaries in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Okay, so ito yung mga places na yun, mga anak. Okay, so how is the location of the places related to its seismic activity? Okay, so the location of these countries is directly related to their high seismic activity. Okay, kasi nga, they are areas near tectonic plate boundaries. At pag malalapit kayo sa tectonic plate boundaries, talagang you will experience frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Because plates collide. Kasi in that region, plates collide. Slide past, pwedeng mag-slide past each other, move apart, maghiwalay, or converge. When we say converge, pwedeng magbanggaan. Ano? Or collide nga. Okay? Since the listed countries lie near these boundaries, they are more prone pag yung mga countries na malapit dun sa mga boundaries na yan, prone talaga sila sa earthquakes, volcanic activity, and even tsunamis. Ano? Ayan. Okay, so for activity number 4, discovering types of faults, students will identify and describe the different types of faults in the Earth's crust. Okay, so meron tayong PowerPoint. Observe the diagrams and fault types, identify each type of fault, match the type or match the fault to its description. Ano? Okay, so here, the first one. Ayan, so familiarize lang muna natin ito since hindi pa naman kayo familiar. Okay, so dito po sa ating dalawang ito, dito sa part na to, kung mapapansin natin, merong dalawang blocks of rocks. Ano? This one. Ito lang sa first illustration and second illustration tayo tumingin. Okay, since ganito yung ating slant, tingnan yung pa-slant, yun yung ating fault, yung naka-slant na yan. Okay, itong nasa ibabaw na to, okay, yung nasa ibabaw, ang tawag natin dyan is hanging wall. Ito namang nasa ilalim, tawag natin ay footwall. Okay, so ano kayang fault ito? Ano? So yung angle daw niya from the dip is inclined at an angle of less than 45 degrees from the horizontal. Okay, less than 45 degrees. Yung direction ng slip naman, vertical motion, where the hanging wall moves downward. Okay, itong hanging wall, kung nasa taas, bumababa. Okay, relative to the footwall. Okay, and then yung tectonic setting, nangyari yan because of tensional. Okay, tensional or pulling forces. Ano? Tensional forces. So, parang hinila. Ayan. So, pababa, ano? So, anong fault po ito? It's a normal fault. Second, yung angle naman ito is inclined at an angle of greater than 45 degrees from the horizontal. At yung kanyang direction of slip, vertical motion, where the hanging wall moves upward. Kung kanina yung hanging wall pababa, ngayon naman pataas relative to the footwall. At ito nangyari because of compression. Na-compress. Okay, compressional forces. Ano? So, ano po siya? It's a reverse fault naman. Ano? And then lastly, we have, okay, ito naman, angle is with minimal inclination from the horizontal kasi almost patayo. Ano? Yung direction of split naman niya, horizontal. Okay, kasi yung dalawang block of rock, walang bumaba, walang tumaas. Anong nangyari? Nag-slide past. Slide past each other sideways. Okay, and then nangyari ito because of shearing forces. Madalas, nakaka-produce talaga ito ng malakas na earthquake, itong pangatlo. The strike, slip, fault. Okay, next, activity number 5, understanding normal faults. So, students will explain what a normal fault is and how it forms. So, meron tayong PowerPoint. Look at the diagram of a normal fault and then identify the hanging wall and footwall. Discuss how the fault forms. Okay, sige. So, ito yung mga types of fault. Doon pala mga mamaster dun sa mga nakapag-avail na ng PowerPoint, i-check natin yung description ulit ng normal fault dun sa activity number 4. Especially dun sa inclination. Parang nagkabaliktad yung sa reverse and normal natin. Ano? Pero ito naman yung pinipresent ko ngayon. Ito yung corrected version. Okay, so anyway, ayan. So, sige. Ito yung mga laging sinasabi ko sa inyo na yung footwall nasa ilalim, yung hanging wall laging nasa ibabaw. Okay, pero rare lang ha. Sa strike slip naman, napaka-rare lang na magka-footwall or hanging wall kasi nga almost the same yung kanilang what they call direction or nag-slide past lang kasi walang bumaba, walang tumaas. Okay, so discuss muna natin yung footwall. So, fault plane angle, inclined at an angle of less than 45 degrees. Less than 45 degrees po yung ating inclination from the horizontal. Okay? And then, yung direction of split, vertical motion, where the hanging wall moves downward. Bumababa yung hanging wall. Tingnan natin. Because of tensional forces. Parang hinila. Pagbaba, medyo parang, um, what do you call this? Papalayo din yung hanging wall pababa. Okay? Kasi mostly yung ating um, normal fault, nangyayari yan sa mga divergent plate boundaries. Ano? Okay? And then, pagbaba niya, okay, sudden vibration makaka-create na ng ripple or yung seismic activity na tatawagan natin earthquake. Ayan, in that area. Ano? Okay, next. So, here, forms in areas undergoing extensional tectonic stress. Okay, where the Earth's crust is being pulled apart. Okay, and sabi ko nga, divergent movement. Pag divergent movement, moving away ng direction habang bumababa pa, moving away. Kaya nakaka-form tayo dito ng mga valleys. Okay, like this one, valleys. As the hanging wall moves downward relative to the footwall. Okay, and then tensional stress builds up along the fault plane. Eventually, the accumulated stress exceeds the strength of the rocks, causing them to rupture and release energy in the form of seismic waves. Yan yung ating earthquake. Okay, next. So, check muna tayo about normal fault. Right to if the statement is true, otherwise right false. A normal fault occurs when the hanging wall moves downward relative to the footwall. Okay, hanging wall moves downward. Is it true or false? Correct, it's true. Ano? So, yung hanging wall natin bumababa. Normal faults usually have a fault plane inclined at less than 45 degrees. True or false? Syempre, true pa din. Normal faulting commonly occurs in extensional tectonic settings such as divergent plate boundaries. True pa din. Ano? In a normal fault, the footwall moves downward. Yung footwall ba yung bumababa? While the hanging wall moves upward? Siyempre, it's false kasi yung hanging wall yung nagmo-move downward. Next, normal faults form in areas where the Earth's crust is being compressed. Compressed? Of course, it's false. Ano? Okay, din sa mga may tensional forces, ano hindi na compress. Okay, next. Exploring reverse fault. Students will explain what a reverse fault is and how it occurs. So, meron tayong PowerPoint. Ano, examine the diagram of a reverse fault. Identify the hanging wall and footwall. Discuss the movement of rocks along the fault. Ayan. So, fault plane naman, ang angle po niya from the horizontal is greater than 45 degrees. Okay, and then yung direction of slip, vertical motion where the hanging wall. Ito naman yung hanging wall, sa normal fault bumababa. Dito naman is upward yung movement relative to the footwall. And then reverse faults typically form in compression. Nakakompress, parang nagko-collide, tectonic setting. Kaya mostly yung ganitong fault is nangyayari sa mga convergent plate boundaries. Kumbaga, parang collision, collide. Okay, so tingnan natin yung movement. Okay, tumataas. Okay, and then a ripple or yung seismic activity makakapag-produce ng earthquake. So, reverse faults form in areas undergoing compressional tectonic stress where the Earth's crust is being pushed together. Parang pushed together. Okay, talagang as the hanging wall moves upward relative to the footwall, compressional stress builds up along the fault plane. When the accumulated stress exceeds the strength of the rocks, they break along the fault, releasing stored energy as seismic waves. Okay, tingnan natin. Okay, nakaproduce ng seismic waves. Okay, next. So, self-check assessment. Read each item carefully and choose the letter of the best answer. What type of fault is formed when the hanging wall moves upward? Papataas yung hanging wall relative to the footwall. Okay, correct. Letter C, and a reverse fault. Reverse faults usually have a fault plane that is inclined at an angle of A less than 30 degrees, B less than 45 degrees from the horizontal, C greater than 45 degrees from the horizontal, and D exactly 90 degrees from the horizontal. Okay, it's letter C, greater than 45 degrees from the horizontal. Okay, in which tectonic setting do reverse faults commonly occur? A, divergent plate boundaries, B, transform plate boundaries, C, extensional settings, and D, convergent plate boundaries. Actually, yung reverse natin is nangyayari sa convergent plate boundaries, letter D. What type of stress causes reverse faults to form? A, tensional stress, B. Shear stress. C. Compressional stress. And D. Thermal stress. Of course, it's letter C. Compressional. Pag tensional, it's normal fault. No. Pag compressional, it's reverse fault. Okay. How is seismic activity generated along a reverse fault? A. When rocks melt beneath the fault. B. When compressional stress builds up and is suddenly released. And letter C. When plates slide past each other smoothly. And then when the crust cools and contracts. Of course, is letter B. Ano? Okay, next. Investigating strike slip faults. Students will describe strike slip faults and the lateral movement of rocks along them. Okay, so meron tayong PowerPoint. Look at the diagram of a strike slip fault. Observe the sideways movement of the rocks. Discuss real-world example of strike slip fault. Okay, so ito naman, yung fault plane naman yan, nearly vertical talaga. Parang nearly 90, pero hindi naman perfectly. Nearly vertical lang. Okay, with minimal inclination from the horizontal. Okay, horizontal motion in direction of slip horizontal motion where the movement is predominantly lateral along the fault plane. Strike slip faults are common in transform plate boundaries where two tectonic plates slide past each other horizontally. Talagang slide past. Okay, slide past movement. Kaya nga sa ibang references, parang ang nire-recognize nila sa strike slip fault is walang footwall at walang hangin. Okay, ayan po. Nag-slide past. Walang bumaba, walang tumaas. And then an earthquake occurred. Okay, next. So, strike slip faults form in areas undergoing lateral tectonic stress. Where the Earth's crust is moving horizontally past each other, stress builds up along the fault plane due to the friction between the moving plates. When the frictional resistance is overcome, the rocks on either side of the fault suddenly slip past each other, releasing energy in the form of seismic waves. So nakakapag-produce ng mga seismic waves because of shearing forces. Okay, kumbaga doon sa normal, meron tayong tensional force. Dito sa ano naman sa reverse, meron tayong compressional. Dito naman sa strike slip ay shearing forces. Ano? Ayan, slide pass kasi nag-slide pass. So read each statement carefully and identify the term being described. The type of fault where the movement is predominantly horizontal and lateral. Correct. Strike slip fault. The type of plate boundary where strike slip faults are commonly found. Correct. In the transform plate boundary. Okay, the part of the fault description that refers the slope of the fault plane. Okay, fault plane is nearly vertical. Ano? The type of tectonic stress that builds up along strike slip fault. Correct. Lateral or shearing forces on a tectonic stress. The process by which energy is released during sudden slip along a strike slip fault. Correct. Sudden slip of rocks releasing seismic energy. Okay. So there are three main types of faults. The normal, reverse or thrust, and then the strike slip. Normal faults form where the crust is stretched. Reverse faults form where it is compressed. Okay, and strike slip faults involve horizontal movement. In the Philippines, strike slip and thrust faults are most commonly common due to the movement of the Philippine Sea Plate and Eurasian Plate, making the country prone to earthquakes. Okay, so exploring the East and West Valley Fault. So ito na po yung pinaka-sikat na yun sa atin, the West Valley Fault. Ano, ito yung inaabangan natin mga anak because most of the what you call the scientists, they assume or talagang they pinipredict na nila that this fault in the Philippines, especially the West Valley Fault, will move, okay, eventually. Okay, so kaya tayo nagkakaroon tayo ng yearly um, practice ng earthquake drill para naman maging aware ang mga bata about the um, what do you call this, the event that might happen in the future, ano, para lagi tayong prepare, ano. So, students will identify the East and West Valley faults and understand their significance and earthquake risk. We have our PowerPoint. Locate the East and West Valley faults on the map. Compare their positions and directions. Discuss the potential impact of earthquakes along these faults. Okay, actually, this is the West Valley Fault, ano. Okay, and the East Valley Fault. Okay, so kung makikita natin, saan ba yan makikita? Mostly saan ba yan makikita ang region? Okay, it's located in the National Capital Region. Okay, ano? Actually, nung ako'y nagdi-discuss mga anak ng, what do you call this, earthquake last year sa grade 8, and itong ating West Valley Fault is sinabi na it will eventually move, mag-move na talaga siya after 400 years. Okay? Kasi last movement pa niya is nasa 1600s. Okay, di ba? 1600, 16, 17, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So, mag-move na daw talaga siya anytime. So, kailangan natin um, mag-prepare, maging handa. Okay, kaya mga always lagi itong incorporated sa science, itong topic na to, earthquake. Ano? So first question, which location does the West Valley Fault pass through? How about the East Valley Fault? Okay. And then, considering your location, do you think you are safe? Saan ba talaga ito located? Ang daming mga bahay, no? And ito yung nakakabahala, ano, dun sa mga survey nila or parang pag-aaral, according to scientists, pag tumama daw yung big one, okay, pag gumalaw ang West Valley Fault, yung approximate death or death toll or casualties, possible 30,000 above. Okay? So, nakakatakot talaga, ano? Ayan. So, ito yung locations po, especially the West Valley Fault. So, yung location ng West Valley Fault passes through. Okay, the WVF runs or the West Valley Fault runs along the west side of Metro Manila and nearby provinces passing through areas like Taguig, Muntinlupa, Parañaque, Pasay, and parts of Cavite. Kaya yung mga dinadaanan ng West Valley Fault. Okay, yung second naman, locations, the East Valley Fault passes through. Ito yung mga dadaanan ng East Valley Fault or the EVF. Okay, it runs along the east side of Metro Manila, passing through Marikina, Antipolo. Okay, the eastern areas of Quezon City, the Rizal Province. Okay, nakakatakot. So, ito yung mga safety considerations. So, if you live near or along these faults, you are in a high-risk earthquake zones. Katakot kung nandiyan tayo mga nakatira. Ano? Safety depends on factors like distance from the fault, building structures, and preparedness measures. So even if not directly on the fault, Metro Manila can still feel strong shaking from either fault. Okay, so kahit malayo tayo mga anak, okay, or malayo tayo dito sa mga major fault na to, still we need to prepare kasi can we will also feel the effect of this movement. Ano? So mag-pray na lang tayo kasi we cannot, kumbaga, it's inevitable, ano, kumbaga, parang hindi natin mapipigilan to. Okay, dadaan at dadaan po ito talaga sa atin. Kaya we have to pray and we have to always be prepared. Okay? Next. So, proceed tayo sa formative assessment. Hopefully, you learned something for today. And part 1 for each scenario below, determine the type of fault based on the given angle of the fault plane and direction of slip. Choose your answer from the illustration that follows. Okay, so the fault plane is inclined at an angle of greater than 45 degrees from the horizontal and the hanging wall moves upward, papataas, okay, relative to the footwall. The correct answer is reverse fault. Papataas yung movement. Ano? Next, the fault plane is nearly vertical and the movement is predominantly lateral along the fault plane. Parang shear. Ano? Shearing. Okay, it's strike slip. The fault plane is inclined at angle of less than 45 degrees from the horizontal and the hanging wall moves downward relative to the footwall. Correct, it's normal fault. Ayan, so part 2, analyze the fault map below. Analyze the fault map above to decide on the safest city to reside. Briefly explain our answer. Saan diyan sa mga letter yung pinaka-safe city? Correct, it's letter H. The safest city is H because no fault was found in the area. Okay, so hopefully you learned something for today, grade 7. Thank you so much and God bless.